every bear market cycle has this turning point, okay? This shift from sellers having control, liquidating their bags to a point where they essentially run out and the buyers start to take over. They start to move the price up. Right now, it truly seems like we are sitting in that turning point in terms of ADA. And there's a key metric that essentially indicates this. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. Now, in terms of ADA, this is what the last week looks like. And obviously it's been an interesting one. We started to trade sideways after this big institutional investor sell-off that we had around the 10th. Okay. What we've seen essentially this month is some black swan events. We thought black swan events were done. Apparently not quite yet, but we've obviously had the FUD from the SEC, coming after Solana and ADA and Matic and Binance and Coinbase all at once. Nobody expected that to happen. And then nobody expected at night institutional investors to sell off huge portions of their bag. Nobody really saw this coming. But even before this time happened, we were trading flat. We were sideways. We were in a comfortable range. I would argue right now we're lower than we should have been in the first place. Okay. But there's been a very key thing that's been happening, and that's low volume. As we've gotten sideways here and ADA hasn't really been moving one direction or the other, volume has gotten very low. In fact, on the 24-hour, you can see only $178 million worth of ADA traded. That's not very much. For example, even during this week, during the heights of it, we had over $1.3 billion worth of ADA traded. Okay. We're sitting at only about a little over 10% of the volume of what we'd see on some of those higher volume days. If we look back throughout this market cycle, there are these turning points that happen, and they are usually signified by low volume. Just look at what happened at the end of last year. Okay. December 31st, you can see that we had only $113 million worth of ADA traded at that time. It's a very, very low number. And now we're sitting in this same kind of dip, this same kind of pullback, essentially getting flat before possibly working our way up to the next level. Now, I would say that ADA holders or these ADA sellers, they've pretty much depleted their bags. Okay. Again, this sideways trading along with low volume typically signifies that. We saw a lot of people that essentially bought, throughout these spikes here during the year. A lot of them got scared and liquidated their bags. Some of them haven't bought back in yet, and that's fine, right? There's obviously stuff like this that happens every single time this occurs. But what ADA is really waiting for right now is some sort of market confirmation that we're going to be okay. Again, we don't know whether the SEC is in fact going to file a lawsuit against, Cardano and come after ADA, or whether they're just going to let it, sit, or if we're sitting here now waiting for the conclusion of this Ripple versus SEC case, or if we're waiting for some better macro factors. These are the kind of things that right now the buyers are essentially waiting for before we flip the switch and start to move to the upside. Now, this isn't to say that, we won't experience any more black swan events. It's not to say there won't be any more negative macro factors. There's always that possibility there. But right now, the great thing is that we are sitting in this turning point. If we start to get a move to the upside, we've obviously seen what ADA's done on those positive movements this year. That very well likely could happen again. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'd love to hear if you guys think that next we're going to experience some more downside, or if you think we start to work our way back up here. But appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Take care.